In this episode of Voice of the Guard, listen to the story of Sergeant Jaylin Chapel, the executive assistant for Chief Master Sgt. Lynne Williams, and his inspiring transformation and incredible journey to join the Cal Guard.
As a 21-year-old, went through a bad breakup at the time, and I gained a lot of weight, and I knew that I had to take a change for myself. So I made a goal for myself to actually enlist in the Army National Guard.
Sergeant Chapel's interest in the National Guard actually began 2 years prior to basic training, when he began his job as a social media contractor for Army National Guard recruiting.
I was going to school back in 2017 as a business marketing major, and I happened to land a position in the marketing department with the Recruiting Retention Battalion in 2017 as a social media contractor. At first, I'll be honest, I seen it as just a job. I love social media. Like I said, I was very young when I had that gig. So I saw it as just me securing a paycheck, me building that experience as I was going to school at the time too. But then as I started going the field with recruiters and seeing what they do, and I grew a better knowledge of what the Guard has to offer, then that's what drove me to get more enlistments into the Army National Guard. It's seeing how they took care of their soldiers.
2 years and a bad breakup later, Chapel decided to join the California Army National Guard, knowing it was the motivation he needed to get healthy.
Due to my work experience, I already knew that I would have a family and supporters who would help me in the long run. And I kind of did it as a disciplinary thing for myself, where not only do I have to keep the weight off for myself, but now I have my country, my community depending on me as well. So got a personal trainer. Within 5 months, I was able to drop 95 pounds. Enlisted in the Army National Guard in 2019. Shipped out of basic training. There I was actually able to get recognized as Soldier Leader of the Cycle, which basically means that I stood out upon all my other peers there in my cycle. Came back, did my social media gig with the Recruiting Retention Battalion for 6 months. After that, I applied to the enlisted aide position over at Army Division for 2 years. Got that position, and then now have been at command section with joint staff for almost a year now, being an executive assistant for the command senior enlisted leader. One of my main reasons for enlisting is a mentor of mine, Chief Warrant Officer 3, James David Hubbard. His son is actually my best friend. He is the one who actually recommended me for the job as a social media contractor. I was 20 years old at the time, attempting to go to college, paying bills, living on my own. I knew with this position I had to present myself in a professional manner. I think my job I had previously was just that round table pizza, so I had no professional clothes whatsoever. So this man took me to Macy's and pointed out all the clothes that I needed to have. I knew I was going to be broke at the time. I put all my clothes on the counter. This man took half my pile and paid for everything for me. And that right there just spoke volume to me. Right there, I'm like, I want to be like him. So I can say that that was my whole reasoning for wanting to join the California Army National Guard, is I wanted to follow in his footsteps. He's the one who's actually sworn me in. He's done every promotion of mine. And I always told him every time that I advance or promote, my biggest job is just to not make him look stupid. That is my whole reasoning for enlisting, is I wanted to be like him. I want to change people's lives one day, the way that he changed mine. It's an investment into your life. I did not feel like I was losing anything from joining. More so, I felt like I would be holding myself back if I did not join. Never in my wildest dreams did I ever see myself joining the Army. And it took me to actually work with the Army National Guard to physically say that this is what's best for me in my future. I think I would tell anyone who is hesitant about joining, give the Army National Guard a chance. It's an investment towards yourself and your future.